Hi, I'm Roky Erickson. This is the R&R Alternative, calculated to keep you in hysteria. In other words, I just convinced them that I was insane. Few people want to look into my sick mind. That's another thing. You know, if they can read the same things I do, you know. There's a comic book story about this guy that there was these group of boys that used to pull the wings off of bugs, and so Chuckles got one of the boys and pulled his arms off. He had a trophy room of human heads, and they had the heads hanging up, and the whole wall was just dripped with blood. And the police started coming, so he cut off the hand so he could get the ring off and ran, and the hand came up into his old apartment, the dusty floors, and the old apartment came crawling down. It says he's sweating in his sleep, and he says, "It sounds like a rat." But does a rat have 5 fingers? Does a rat leave a bloody handprint in the hall? And this guy came in and needed surgery, and he said, "You either do it or I'll kill your assistant." So he operated on him, and then after he operated on him, he heard this moaning sound, and he says, "Take me down there." You know? And he says, "Okay." And so he took him down there, and there was just lines and lines of men moaning, and they had grown into trees because of the putty grew into their skin and turned them into trees. And there was this big hulky monster of a man named Margot watering them with a watering can, and they had red cracked skin and 3 eyes and horns, and the radiation turned people into that monster. And what happened is it started raining and killed them, because the pureness of the rain. Don't you remember that line?
No, I don't.
The goblins are going to get you if you don't watch out. It goes, little orphan Annie come to our house to stay, to chase the chickens off the porch and dust the curds and whey. And after the supper things is done and all the kitchen things was done, we sits around the evening fire and has the mostest fun of listening to the witches' tales that Annie tells about, and the goblins that get you if you don't watch out. And once there was a little boy who wouldn't say his prayers, and when he went to bed at night away upstairs with the stars, his mammy heard him holler and his daddy heard him bawl, but when he turned the kivers down, he wasn't there at all. And once there was a little girl who'd all'd laugh and grin and make fun of old folks and all her blood and kin. And just as she kicked her heels and turned to run and hide, there were 2 great big black things standing by her side. And the goblins that get you if you don't watch out.